it is Jess and welcome back to my channel. So this is actually a pre-recorded video. I like to have a little bit of pre-recording done, and I like to tell you guys when I'm pre-recording because this sounds really random, but I don't know, I don't like it when I have a pre-recorded video and I don't say it's pre-recorded, because then I feel like my timelines are all messed up. I don't know, I know that sounds really, really weird because you probably wouldn't even know or notice, but I don't know, I feel like I just have to say if it's pre-recorded. It just somehow makes me feel better and I don't even know why. And I don't know if you guys do this, but when I'm watching videos of other YouTubers, usually like when I'm watching not like Sims videos, I watch, like, as an example, Shane Dawson, right? And I can tell when everything was recorded, and then there'll be like one part of a recording and I'm like, oh wait, you recorded that 3 weeks ago, but then this part was only recorded yesterday. And it's a really random thing to notice, but I can sometimes tell when things weren't recorded all at once. So I think that's maybe where it comes from, like, because I can tell on other YouTube videos, I have to let you guys know when I am and am not pre-recording. I don't know, it's just really random. It's a random thing that I have. But I also like to have pre-recorded videos, because if I don't have pre-recorded videos, I also get just like a little bit uncomfortable and anxious. I just like to know that if I lose my voice for 3 days, I'll have a video that I can use. If I'm like super busy, I have a video that I can use. So I really like having pre-recorded videos. It's just kind of like a comfort blanket, I suppose, because I mean, the other week I went away to Melbourne, and just before I went, I had a cold and like pretty much like I couldn't talk. So I couldn't do any recording. And if I had have not had videos pre-recorded, then I would have gone away and had like nothing for you guys to watch. So I really feel so much better when I just have like a few pre-recorded videos. So I'm getting all that done today, getting some pre-recording going. I'm pre-recording, like this will be a pre-record, and I'm trying to make it not too, trying to make it a bit generic so I can kind of put it up whenever I feel like it. And then I just have a couple of base game Maxis makeovers and base game sim makeovers. So they're going to be my, just like in my little pre-recording bank. So I'm not like, not without videos. And then the other thing is I'm also going to upload, like pre-upload some videos. So I'm good till Wednesday. So once all this pre-recording and stuff is done, I'm just going to feel like so light and just, it'll all feel so much better. I don't know. It's just, I try not to get anxious about YouTube, because for me it's fun and that's like one of the main reasons that I do it. But being an anxious person, you still get anxious about it. I don't know, it's hard to explain. I'm sure if you're an anxious person though, you'll understand. But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about the build just a little bit. I had this like idea. I was like laying in bed, like half asleep, and I just had this like vision for a house, and I was like, oh my god. And I'm like, okay, I have to, first thing in the morning, I just have to remember this house. So I like woke up the next morning and I'd slept in, and I was like, damn it, okay. And I'm like, I had this in my head. I'm like, don't forget this idea, like keep it in your brain. So then when I got home from work that night, I like just sat and just built like the shell of the house, because I don't know, I had this idea. I wanted it to be like 3 stories, and I wanted it to have like a big sort of entrance, and I wanted it to have like a garage next to the porch, and then like a bedroom above that and a bedroom above that. So I did it, except I wasn't happy with like the entrance area. What I really wanted was, I wanted like this big porch and you walk into like a big spacious kitchen, and that just didn't really translate in this build. So once I built the shell of this house, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to build another one. So then I built like a second house that has this giant kitchen in the front. So I haven't finished building that as of yet, but that'll be going up next. So I have 2 houses, and I feel like they're going to be kind of similar because they both came from this one idea. So I ended up having this one idea and I got like 2 homes out of it, which is pretty good. But I really like this house. Like, I like the colors of it. I don't think I've ever used that kind of dark blue colored sliding, but I really like it. It's like nautical looking. That's why I called it Seaside Scape. And I'm feeling, now that I say it, I'm worried I've already got a speed build called that. And I know that I have 2 speed builds called Pretty in Pink. I know that. Or is it Perfectly Pink? I think it's Pretty in Pink. Because I'm really, like, bad at naming things. So when I think of, like, a good name, and yes, Pretty in Pink is a good name. Like, that's how uncreative I am. So when I think of a good name, I accidentally do them twice sometimes. Or something that I'll do is I'll hear a build, like the name of a build elsewhere, and I'll be like, oh, I really like the name of that. And then I'll forget about it. And then a few weeks later, I'll be like, oh my God, I should name my build this. And it's this really creative name. And I'm like, oh, how did I think of that? I'm sure I heard it somewhere. And I realized it was a build, the name of a build I've heard previously. So then I'm like, oh, I can't use it now because it's going to be like copying. One of them was, I was going to name a house the Pink Palace, but then I realized that it was, Devin Bumpkin had done one, the Pink Palace from the movie Coraline. And I was like, oh my God. And I was ready to name this house the Pink Palace. And then I was like, that's where I heard it. I can't use it now. So if I, yeah, I'm just really bad. I try not to like copy names. And if I did copy a name, I'd be like, hey, I copied this name from here. But I don't think I've intentionally copied a name yet. It's just, I don't think I'm a copycat. I feel like I get inspired by things, and I will definitely mention that. But for the most part, like, I like creating my own things. But I think being inspired by something is definitely different to like straight out copying something. But yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with this. I kind of forgot what I was talking about. I was going down like one tangent and I had some things in mind, and then I started talking about building names and forgot like the first thing that I had in mind, and it's gone. It's completely gone. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be talking about. Oh, that's right. I was looking to see if I'd named something Seaside Scape before. So I'm just like looking on my phone. I have some really bad names. Streetside Settlement. That's terrible. Riverside Ride. I quite like that one. Brown Brick Burrow. That's just stupid. Bahama Blue. I like that one. Cheaty Sweet. That was one of my worst ones. Cheaty Sweet and Atwood Sweet. And I don't even know how I came up with those. I think I must have been on night shift when I came up with those names. That's why they're so like crazy. But Krabby's Cottage. I remember that one. Maybe I was like, I don't know what I'm thinking when I make up these names. I should just start like numbering my builds. Build 1, build 2, build 3. Or like just call them all like 3-story, 6-bedroom. I wonder if that would like affect how much people watch them. Because when you think about it, like if I am to be Googling or YouTube searching for a home, I'm not just going to put in like Rose. Okay, here's a name. Rose and Red. I'm not going to Google or YouTube search Rose and Red. I'm going to Google or YouTube search like large family home. So I feel like in theory, maybe it would actually be better if you named your builds what they are instead of making up weird names for them. So should I do that? Now I'm thinking, I don't know, like if I just called this house like 6-bedroom, 3-story family home, and then at least you know exactly what you're like searching for and you know what you're going to get. Because if it's called Seaside Scape, that could mean anything. And I guess you have like the picture at the front that you can see like how big it would be, but you wouldn't know how many bedrooms there are. And I think I have a really good idea. I just thought of this now, and you know what? I reckon I could be onto something. I could actually be onto something. So maybe just like sometime in the future, I'll just name my build like 3-story family home and just see what happens with it. Just see. Maybe name a few like that. So if you see any like random names coming up, that the idea was born right here, right now on this speed build. So anyway, I've done a really good job at, I've spoken about nothing. It's just occurring to me now. I'm like, wow, I've spoken about nothing. But that's me. That's my speed builds. Like that's kind of, I talk about nothing a lot, actually. Let's be honest. But I did have, well, not really something to talk about, but I'm in Australia, so most of the YouTubers that I watch, most of like the people who aren't in my everyday life that I like listen to or watch or hear about, they're all like, most of them are in the States or the other side of the world. So most people are going into, is it winter yet? oh no, hang on, we're in March. March, April, May is autumn. Okay, going into spring. Whereas at the moment, we're in autumn. And, like, I really, really like the cool weather. I don't really like summer. I don't really like the heat. So everyone is like, oh my God, come on, sunshine. I can't wait for the sunshine. And I'm like, just give me the freezing cold days. I don't like the heat. And, like, it's weird. I'm very inconsistent, though, because I think everybody does this. But when it's, like, 40 degrees outside, what is that Fahrenheit? Let's say maybe, I'm just guessing, I think 112 Fahrenheit is about 44 degrees Celsius. So let's say maybe like 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Like when it's really hot, you're like, oh my God, I wish it was cold. And then when it's freezing cold, you're like, oh my God, I wish it was hot. And I think where I live, there are 4 distinct seasons, and I really like that because you do get a little bit of everything. So, like, I couldn't imagine living somewhere where you have, like, not 4 distinct seasons. Like, where do you guys live? Like, what is your favorite season, and what is the weather like? Because we have summer, spring, autumn, and winter, and they're very distinct. Like, winter is really, really cold, summer is really, really hot, and you just, you get a little bit of everything. But overall, I don't know if winter would be my favorite season. I think spring would be my favorite season because it's not too hot and it's not too cold, but you get the sunshine and the colourful flowers. Because as much as I like the cold, during winter I miss the heat. Not the heat, sorry, I miss the sunshine. So I think that it gets a little bit depressing after a while when every morning you wake up and it's like bleak outside and, like rainy and grey and just like not very colourful and bright. So I do find myself like a little bit into winter just getting like a little bit kind of sad, and it's just like I need some sunshine. But at the same time, in summer I'm probably cranky because I'm like hot and I'm sweaty and it's just horrible. Like I detest the heat. I'd rather it freezing cold than boiling hot. I think ideally I'd like it to be like cold but still sunny, like a cold, crisp, sunny day. So then at least it's like you have that sunshine. So like you look outside and it's really nice and sunny, and then you go outside and it's actually really cold. I think that that's probably like an ideal day because everybody needs a little bit of sunshine. So we've spoken about the weather now. The weather, that's like a trademark boring conversation, but you know what? I don't mind talking about the weather, and that might sound weird, but I don't think that the weather is like a bad conversation starter. Like when I go to work, that's like the first thing that we talk about. We're like, oh my God, what's it like outside? But I guess we're shift workers, so we have someone will start really early in the morning at like 6 and they don't finish until 2:30 in the afternoon, and then the afternoon shift come in at 2:30. So the 6 o'clock shift haven't really been outside all day, and they're like, oh my God, what's it like outside? Because obviously when you get up at like 5 o'clock to get to work at 6, you don't know what the weather's going to be at 5 o'clock in the morning. So whenever we go to work, like we always discuss the weather. Like first thing, it's like, hey, how are you going? What's the weather like? So I think that they need to change that whole like talking about the weather is boring, unless you're really bored right now. And for that, I do apologize. But, So, oh, I've had a little bit of a cold recently, so I'm still just like a little bit phlegmy. Ew, phlegm's a really gross word. It's a gross word. It's a gross word, so I'm not going to continue talking about that, but I will talk about the build a little bit. So I have a feeling, and I can't remember, but I'm sure that I changed the colours in here. I thought that I made everything like more bright, but I in this build just recently discovered how amazing the furniture is from the oh, I can't think of what it's called. You know that pack where you go away, like it's not the World Adventures. Oh, here we go. Yes, I do change the colour to these like really cool like autumn oranges and yellows. But I can't think of the pack name. Like the new travel pack, not the one where you go into the into the wilderness. The other travel pack. It's like tiki kind of. I can't even think of it right now. But that pack, I just realized how amazing the furniture in it is. Like it has like really, really nice shelving in it. And it also has like really nice. I really like the tables and the side tables and the stuff like that it comes in. So I was like super excited because I hadn't ever really looked at it before. I just assumed that it would be like travel related furniture, so I didn't really bother looking at it. And then in this build I just was like, oh, maybe I'll use some of that stuff, and oh my god, I actually really loved it. And you'll also notice that we skipped the entranceway. It was just because it was an awkward shape and it kind of took me like a little bit to build it. So I just did it off camera so that I could really like take my time, because I don't know, like, I feel like if you change too many things while you're building, I feel like I have to edit that out. But actually, I have seen heaps of, like, speed builds where people keep their, like, I'm not going to say mistakes, but, like, they'll furnish a room and then change all the colours, or furnish a room and then change things around and they keep it in there. And personally, I quite like watching it, but I don't know. I don't know if you guys will like watching it or not. This particular speed build as well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I've done a lot of builds, so I didn't record every single bedroom either, because I think that there are 6 bedrooms in this, and I kind of just thought, like, there's only so many bedrooms that you're probably going to want to watch be built, and bedrooms are fairly, like, all the bedrooms are different, but I just didn't want to record them all because I was like, oh, what if you guys get bored, like, just watching bedroom after bedroom after bedroom? So I think I did 3 or 4 recorded and 2 of them off camera, if I can remember. I like this bedroom though, the blue and the red. That's like I think it's a good color combination for bedrooms. But it wasn't until I'd like completely furnished it that I realized I had forgotten to put a chest of drawers in there, and I was like, whatever. This bathroom has this bedroom has a Jack and Jill bathroom in it. So I just kind of figured, like, if you wanted to, you could easily, like, get the Sims to change your appearance at the mirror. And I have to be honest, I don't know about you guys, but I, like, pretty much never use the dresser. Like, if I'm going to change what my Sims are wearing or their appearance, I use the mirror, or I just, like, click on the Sim and change their outfit. I, like, never use the dresses for what they're actually meant to be used for. So there's that. And also there we are using another one of the rugs from the new pack. The rugs are really cool. Like, I really love the furniture in that pack. Like, I don't even think I watched, like, a review video on it. I was just kind of like, yeah, I'll buy it. And I haven't actually used that pack until now. And then I used the furniture from the pack. Like, I still haven't even done the gameplay because my current household isn't really up to that part of the gameplay yet. So I just haven't used it. This bedroom here. This is where it will have already been posted by the time you watch this, but I did a pastel build challenge that I kind of created. Like, it was, I guess, inspired by the solid build challenge, but it's like pastels instead of like one solid color. And this is where I kind of got the inspiration, because these colors aren't quite pastel, but they're sort of. And I just thought, oh, it'd be awesome to have a house that was like all the colors in this bedroom, because I just love like the pinks and the blues and the purples and that soft pastel kind of look to things. And yeah, I don't know, I just think it's like, I think it's cool. So as I said before, I'm pretty sure there's 6 bedrooms in this house, so this would definitely easily fit 8 Sims. The only thing that I kind of noticed with this house is, like, when you think about a house that had 6 bedrooms in it, there would be like a dining room and like a lounge room and a living room and probably like a third kind of like common area. But I find that when I build bedrooms with really like heaps of bedrooms, I do one lounge room, a kitchen and a dining room, and then everything else is bedrooms. And I feel like it's not entirely realistic. So I think I do want to try and build a house that has like multiple sort of rooms to it, like maybe a basement where there's like a big TV and some games and stuff, and then like a nice sitting room, and then a living room and stuff like that. I don't know if you know or not, but I'm currently working on a base game starter save, and I've had some requests to do some bigger homes in that one. So I'm definitely going to be doing like a big, like 8 sim home. I'm going to make it 2 stories plus a basement. And in that house, I'm going to put like heaps of like put more rooms, I think, because it's just more realistic that way. Like my husband's old house let me think, hang on. So you walked in, it was like actually built on like a really steep slope. So it had like all different stories to it. So like you walked into the landing and you could go down the stairs to this like big rumpus area, and it had like a pool table down there and TV and all that kind of stuff. And then you walked upstairs to the next level, and there was like a dining room with a sitting room kind of off it, like a dining sitting room in one. To the left was the master bedroom. Then you walked through to the kitchen, and then the kitchen had like a living room. So that house had a dining room, a lounge room, and a living room, and the kitchen. And then you walked up to like another level, and there was like Cameron's room, his 3 brothers' room. Yeah, it was a 6-bedroom house, and then it had a laundry. So I want to build something kind of more like that, where it's, yeah, just not quite as many, like a better bedroom to like recreation room ratio. That's what I'm looking for. And as we're talking about bedrooms, I like this. Oh, it's gone now. The bedroom I did before, I liked that one. It's using those autumn colors again, and I've been really inspired to do an autumn build from this as well, like just like kind of all oranges and reds and yellows and that kind of stuff. And when I was thinking about doing an autumn build, I was like, damn it, it's winter. And then I was like, Jess, you're an idiot. It is April. It is not winter. It is still autumn, except it's spring. Probably for most of you watching this it would be spring, but for me, like, it's autumn. So I'll definitely be doing an autumn build, because actually I don't really like autumn colors, to be honest, and that's why I never build with them. I build with blues. Blue is my favorite color, and I think that comes out a lot in my builds. Like this bedroom right here has a lot of blue in it, so it's going to be cool to do something a little bit different. And it wasn't until this build that I really embraced like the autumn colors, so I'm really excited about that. Now I'm thinking I'm at the end, so let me know, like, I tried to talk about the build a little bit more in this particular speed build, so yeah, let me know what you thought. Let me know what you thought of the house and all that jazz. I hope to catch you all in another video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.